Take your tire off. Front sway bar link, 17mm socket. We're going to remove it. Pretty corroded. I pre-sprayed it. I'm going to use a nice 1/2-inch breaker bar. See if we can break it free. $14mm wrench or 9/16 for the top of the shock. Just break it free. Once it's free, you can use a ratchet wrench. Remove the nut and the washer and the bushing. 13mm socket and wrench. We're going to put the wrench on the top of the bolt for the bottom of the mounting of the shock. And then take the socket. Yeah, closer to the differential, you might need an extension on that socket. Give us. Now put the wrench on the top. There we go. You're going to have to reuse this hardware because the shocks, new shocks don't come with it. If you break one, it's an 8mm bolt. So 8mm. Just make sure you get washers and nuts. So just grab the bottom of the shock, push up, compress it, and then we'll bring it right down. So with a new shock, you're always going to want to, what we call, start it in this industry. So you want to compress it about 3 times to get the oils activated. And you'll notice each time it'll get more difficult to push down. Now the shock's ready to install. We're going to put the washer flat down this way with the bell facing up. Your bushing has a smaller and then a wider. I put the wider one down. Now we're ready to go up in there. Now we're going to put the lower hardware in, put the bolt down, put the washer on it, then washer and nut. Do the same to the front. 13mm socket and wrench. We're going to tighten these up. I'm just going to snug them both and then I'll tighten them. Make sure they're tight. There you go. Don't over tighten. On the top shock, I'm going to put the bushing on, followed by the washer and the lock nut. The new shock is a 17mm, and as you can see, the shock rod that goes through the center of the piston is spinning, so we're going to just take a, looks like a 1/4-inch wrench, and we're going to hold that. So when tightening anything that has a rubber bushing on it that has to do with suspension, You always want the weight of the vehicle on it if it's necessary. And as you snug this down, it's a locking nut, so it will not come back off. And you don't want to over tighten. You want this bushing to be just about right there. See how it's just squished enough? It's not coming outside of the washer. You don't want it on the outside. So now we're going to torque the wheels. The torque for this 2000 Jeep is 85 to 110. I take the age of the vehicle in consideration here, so we know the lug nuts and the threads are probably worn out. I'm going to go to a max of 110 foot-pounds.